Hi and welcome back to my channel for another art journaling video. Today I'm creating a spring themed art journal page, and I'm starting my pages by applying some acrylic paint with a makeup sponge. I have primed the pages with gesso that makes the blending of the paints more easy, and I really like the texture that you get when you use that makeup sponge. The paints that I'm using today are from Amsterdam. These are, I think, my favorite acrylic paints. They are not very expensive and they have a good opacity and a nice pigmentation. And I really like their consistency too. I have a piece of paper laying under my first page. This is just to clean off my sponge and to put leftover paint onto it. And finally, it creates a really interesting background paper that I can use for other projects in the future. I have linked up a video to the info box on the top right corner of the video screen, and there I'm sharing how I create such an envelope art journal. I'm adding another layer in some areas just by applying the paint with my fingers, and this has a different texture than the paint that was applied with the makeup brush sponge, and I think that creates more depth on your page. If you want to see close-up images of my projects, you will always find a link to my blog in the description of my videos. And if you like my videos, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I am always happy if you give me a thumbs up and leave me a nice comment. When my background is dry, I go on top with some stamping, and I'm using the We'd Love stamp set from Rubber Dance. To make the page look more vibrant, I'm adding a lot of color splatters to it, and I'm using mainly acrylic inks for that. And if I don't have an acrylic ink in the color that I want to use, I just mix my own by mixing acrylic paint with fluid medium. You can also use airbrush medium and a little bit of water until it's thin enough to sprinkle it. When you use only water to thin down the paints, you will lose the binder a little bit, and that might cause that the paints will not be waterproof when you go on top with other mediums. In this case, this wouldn't be a problem, but when I mix my own fluid acrylics, I mix a little bit more to have it always handy, and that's the reason why I mix it with the fluid medium, so I can use it also to create backgrounds. Here you see me coloring in my main image for today's page, and it's one of the textured birds from Rubber Dance, and I just go in very quickly with watercolors. The bird is stamped with StazOn Ink to watercolor paper. I recently purchased the VersaFine Clear ink because everyone says it's a wonderful ink and it stamps so beautiful, and that was true. It stamped amazing onto watercolor paper, and the stamped images were really dark. And now, after just I would say 2 or 3 months, the ink was gone and it doesn't stamp anymore, and I am not able to find a re-inker for this ink pad here in Germany. So I'm a little bit upset because the ink pad is not very cheap, and when you can't find a re-inker, it's not worth to buy it, yeah. But okay, I didn't know that before, and everybody says it lasts such a long time, and it didn't last a long time. Yeah, and now I'm back to StazOn Ink, and I always refresh the ink pad very often, and then I get also really good stamp impressions. I'm also stamping the bird directly to my page, and the reason for that is that I cut off the legs, and so I still have my legs visible. And I wanted to add some more to the page, so I'm stamping the small bird. It's from the Whimsical Summer stamp set, and I will also add some watercolor birds to it. And I stopped recording the page here because all I did is coloring in these birdies, and then I fussy cut them out and adhered them to the birds on the page. And I finished the page up by adding a sentiment, and I stamped the Soar, Imagine and Dream from the Night and Day stamp set to the left and to the right corner, and also onto white paper, and I cut the pieces up and glued them onto my page. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see us next time. Bye!